What is a smart contract? With a traditional contract, two parties agree terms and then they need a third party, such as a lawyer or an auditor or a bank, to check that everything is completed as promised. It's a process that completely depends on the middleman, as well as requiring various levels of trust at different stages, all of which can make it slow and expensive, not to mention the obvious risks of being vulnerable to human error, fraud, and basic incompetence. A smart contract is completely different. In super simple terms, it's a digital contract that sits on a secure blockchain, which means it's available for anyone to see and can be publicly audited. But the really special bit is that it's automatically activated once the pre-agreed conditions are met. That's why it's called smart, because it can see when someone has done what they've promised and then respond accordingly, without anyone else needing to get involved. And this is all possible because smart contracts work on a very simple if and then model of logic. Now let me bring this to life with a crazy example. Now imagine you and a friend made a bet about whether it will rain tomorrow. The bet is a kind of contract, but instead of trusting each other to pay up, you both put $10 in a special digital lockbox. The lockbox has a weather sensor and it's programmed with simple rules. If it rains tomorrow, then send all money to friend A. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, then send all money to friend B. Once you both put your money in the special digital lockbox, neither of you can change the rules or take the money out. When tomorrow comes, the weather sensor in the lockbox automatically checks for rain and determines the winner. It then releases the money to friend A or B with no referee or third party needed. In other words, it's all done digitally and securely. That's essentially how a smart contract works. The rules are coded in advance. Once started, it runs automatically without human intervention. It can't be tampered with once deployed. It executes exactly as programmed when the conditions are met. So if that was an imaginary example to illustrate how smart contracts work, what are the real-world examples that we can look out for? Well, imagine insurance payouts being triggered immediately when verifiable conditions occur, or royalty payments that automatically get sent to customers when their work is used. A freelancer could use a smart contract that automatically releases payment from a client when work is submitted and approved, thus eliminating payment delays. And supply chains could be made more efficient if payments were released only when authentic products were delivered to specific checkpoints. So you get the idea. This kind of automation will save money, time and energy across multiple sectors and use cases, as well as reducing frustration, disputes and delays. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but smart contracts are real and they're already being used all over the world with a compound annual growth rate of almost 24%. So have a think about how you could incorporate smart contracts into your business model and make life a hell of a lot easier.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end. Look, if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and check out the video here on the right-hand side. I'm sure you'll enjoy that one as well. And if you're ready for more, go to realvision.com/join. I'll see you there.